I haven't really talked a whole lot about my certifications and things, but nonetheless, he talked about a servant's heart. He talked about coming from no money, to be able to build himself up through the difficult times through college. He's walked through the sins and the things that we all go through. He discovered God, developed a deeper purpose, which I'll ask him a follow-up question. But I heard a lot about his mother. I heard a lot about serving. I heard a lot about loving one another and equality, right? So, just really, as God said, keep him first and love one another as he would love us. And so I heard a lot of that right there. And at the same time, he mentioned something which is a sidebar. Anybody who's around our ages remember something called shoe goo. So this guy actually had that shoe goo when he had holes in his shoes. He was glopping that shoe goo on there. That's the type of the financial crisis as this guy's been in. So for people that are watching this that, are struggling right now, which is a lot of people in 2024, the cost of living and the changes that most of our nation and around the globe have faced, it's been very, very trying. It's been a difficult time for a whole lot of you watching, including ourselves sitting right here. So, I hope that, that some of the comments he made, as far as if you're thinking about starting a business, a way to go about it by treating people as your equal, not putting yourself on the pedestal, seeking, fellowship and the help of other people, which is a struggle I had, trying to do everything on your own, thinking that someone can't do this task or that task as good as you're doing it. Delegating is something definitely I recommend, to bring someone that might even be way better at an area than you are to take your company or your business to a whole nother level. And that's also, fellowship, sharing an opportunity with other people to give people that opportunity to help you grow. And at the same time, you're helping them and most likely their family. I heard a lot about God, which, again, I'm not always expecting that these interviews are going to get into your faith, but I do have to have the follow-up question as to the person you were before you found Jesus, before you had God to lean on. What would that look like for you to say how you were then and where you feel you are now? And of course, we talked about a few things before we went on camera. We're all walking through our stuff because people just aren't honest. We're all walking through our sins, through our stuff, and working to become better individuals in our spiritual growth. So just to kind of wrap this up, all the wonderful things you're doing in the community. Tim will even put his phone number in the show notes. You guys, literally, this guy doesn't just say it and not mean it. You can reach out to him, whether you're here in town or not, and he will answer his phone. So he has a servant's heart and really loves people. And anytime I bumped into him, he always has a smile on his face, always very welcoming from the day I met him before I ever really knew who he was.